And then, that's
because
an upset. That is definitely an upset.
I know, and
Is Olympia from the UK? Yeah, let's do Rhea first for me.
oh, pretty good. I'm just looking at my. Do you ever, when you take your check-ins, feel like you don't even know how to pose, and you're just like trying all these like slightly different shifts to see like what looks the
Yeah, no,
best?
honestly, I feel like that's the thing about taking a whole year off. Like, I really should get my ass back to start posing, like posing.
That's what I've been telling myself lately too,
Do you, do
because
you, do you, do you, do you feel that way? Because I feel like I've been trying to tell myself that like for a long time now, and I'm like, I really
yeah,
should.
yeah, I need to like, even if it's just like on my rest days, like going in and using the posing room, like I need to start walking in
Mhm.
those heels. I should have been honestly like this is what people talk about, like never neglect your posing, and I have definitely.
Yeah, no, I feel like a lot of us are guilty of that, and I myself am because I'm just so busy, and I'm like, yeah, like,
Well, and it's hard for me. I don't have the eye for it, so for me personally, it's kind of like I can't really see what changes to make because I'm not seeing like the true vision. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Or like playing around with poses, it's like kind of hard to play around with poses because it's you don't really know what looks good. Even when you're prepping, I feel like you're always tweaking those model poses based on how your physique is coming in, you know?
I feel it's not about always having to find something to change. I think it's at least the posing endurance that
Yeah.
we need to
Yeah,
work
that's
on.
true too.
Yeah,
Honestly, just like walking in heels
yeah,
like back
and
and
actually
forth.
just at least having your blueprint, being good with your blueprint routine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When I was getting ready for like my first show, I honestly I should still do this. I just don't walk around my house as much, I guess. Is I would just like I would wear my heels while I was doing like chores around the house and stuff, like cooking
hmm,
chicken and doing my laundry. But
yeah,
that was
I feel you.
yeah.
Well, okay, I'll be honest. Like also because I mean I do need to get new heels, so I've been waiting on that. I just got mine a little bit more custom made. I don't know if anyone goes through this, but my feet is just like extra fat in the off season.
You know, everyone I feel like that's normal, but I feel like I don't really my
I
feet
don't
don't
get it.
really change like this. Yeah.
I don't
But
know
I hear
why.
that
Like
all the
yeah, it's like extra fluffy in the off season, like meaty.
you know, I feel
And
like
I'm
I've
sure it's
always
not from GH.
yeah, I've always had kind of like these bony, ugly old lady feet. So it's
Yeah,
probably
those might be the ones. Those might be the ones that actually sell on the internet.
yeah,
Just
maybe. Maybe actually.
so any of those guys with the foot fetish, like maybe you might want to like slide into like Jessica's DMs and like pay her like
I'm
$200 per photo.
yeah, yeah, if you like ugly feet, I'm your girl. I am so self-conscious of my feet. I never wear like open-toed like anything. That's why I joke that I couldn't do women's physique anyway because like you already kind of see my ugly old toes through clear heels, but like just totally barefoot. I just
But I don't think anyone would be staring at your toes. It's not
well,
like
I
it's
hope
something
not.
that's in the notice of a person.
Oh Lord.
Well, in heels, it would reveal your toes as well, though.
Yeah.
Mm. But yeah, good reminder. I mean, I am thinking of like getting Christina for my posing this coming season.
Hmm.
So, like, I really should actually just get like walking in those heels so that she doesn't like get like a total like holy shit. I gotta start this
Yeah,
girl from scratch.
I know. I know. Together we'll make this pact that we're gonna kick our own asses. How's
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Well, actually, I when I got my new pair of heels, I actually got a new one from like my sponsor earlier 2 months ago, and hers was pretty interesting because the one that she sent me didn't have straps, so
Mm.
they were strapless. I mean, I don't mind. It's just something I'm not used to because I've always used the one with straps.
I'm a
So
strap girl.
yeah, so she
I
gave me like the option. I could get one that came with detachable straps, so you could have them on and off.
Oh, that's kind of nice. Because
Yeah.
everyone, I agree. I think I've heard everyone saying that they love the mules without the straps. So I ordered a pair. Actually, I have beef with My Shoe Fairy or whatever it's called. I don't buy their shoes anymore because I ordered a pair of mules
It did
and
not
I wore
come.
them. No, they came. I wore them to practice in for like 15 or 20 minutes once. And I was just like, I just don't feel like safe in these. Like, I feel like my foot isn't
Broken.
secure enough, you know? I feel
Okay.
like for me, a strap, since I'm not someone who's as comfortable in heels, I feel like I need that safety blanket.
Mhm.
So I tried to return them, paid to send them back and everything, and they sent them right back to me, wouldn't refund me because they had been used. It's like, then what's the point of having a return policy if I wear them
Yeah.
for 15 minutes and you won't take them back? So I get all my shoes off of, I think, Pleaser, and they're actually really comfortable.
Okay. You know where I used to get mine? I used to get mine off Eddie Heels on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I've been just using like those.
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if I think Eleni is still coming today. Oh, maybe Eleni's trying to get out of her predictions.
So funny story. Just an hour before this podcast started, I was out because I had to like pass go and meet like a financial, and they stay relatively pretty close to me. So we went to meet at the closest mall between like both our places because we stay around the same town. There's
Okay.
like two of us, so we met at the closest mall just to pass our funny like his GH and stuff. And then they were asking me like, so when's the figure predictions? And I was like, oh, it's tonight. And then we were all talking about it. It was pretty interesting because even they didn't know how to like put on their own top 10. Even
Yeah.
if like she did not put her inside, she put herself in there. She just didn't know as well.
Yeah, it's funny because like when we were talking about the women's physique ones, I was like, man, this is a lot harder than figure. Because when I was putting the people together for the slides for figure, I was like, oh, I can do this quick.
Okay, but to be honest, I still think the women's physique is harder. I
Women's
still
physique
think
is harder, I think, for me because I'm not as like I don't feel like I'm as in tune with the women's physique ladies.
oh
Like I
yeah.
still follow them and stuff, but I can't like visualize them in my head. Whereas when I go down through all like the figure players, it's like I can imagine them in my head a little bit easier, if that makes sense.
Mhm. Yep.
That doesn't mean I'm going to be any closer to correct, but
Yeah. Well, we might have our top 10 and it might just not be like, we might have someone who was not in our top 10,
yeah,
totally in the top. So
yeah,
that's the thing with these shows. Like any other day, these are just predictions, just our own opinion. That's the thing. Like it's hard to judge off like what we would personally rank them versus what we think the judges would do. Because
yeah.
if there's even a little bit of politics will come into play.
And that's kind of what like I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know who you're going with first. I'm going for a little bit of an upset.
Okay.
But so you mentioned Rhea could take it. And to be honest with you, up until you said that, I think I was so like tunnel visioned that it's going to be Jessica and Lola, kind of
Yeah.
just because that's how it's always been.
Hmm.
And I couldn't remember the last time Jessica wasn't in that second place position. But apparently, if ChatGPT is correct, which we know ChatGPT is not always correct, but
Okay.
apparently she was fourth in like 2020 or
Yeah.
2021, which
Yeah.
wasn't
Because
that
there was one
long.
year she was really big. She appeared
Okay.
like really big. That was what they told her.
So then I was kind of like, maybe she is beatable,
Hmm.
but we'll
Yeah.
find out. So I'm
Yeah. So
excited.
I'm very excited because I thought like Lola and Jessica like, but looking at how Rhea was going, I was like,
When you pointed that out, I took more of a non-biased look and I was like, should I do favor Rhea for the win?
okay, but here's the catch. Spoke to some of my other couple of friends about it. They also mentioned her quads might still not be where they need to be yet. In time to come, they will, but they
Really?
find that. Well, I didn't think it was that it was a problem. It's not a problem. Like it could be more. It's just because her upper body is still so wide.
I was going to say my only concern was, is she almost a little bit too wide now? But it's all about the illusion, you know, and I know her and Jessica are both shorter. So I think it's more of an illusion of being big, and maybe in that lineup she won't stand out as being so.
Well, I think it's also like her insertions, like her quads, like run this way, and then because her calves are also so streamlined, so
Yeah,
she does have more room to fill at the quad. So it's not that she's too wide. It's just that it's just more so of something that needs to come up rather than up there being too much.
yeah, that makes sense. Let me pull her up. I'm going to try to remember to pull up more profiles this time. And also, if anyone's watching, I wanted to mention this in the last one, but if anyone's watching and has predictions, by all means, like jump in the comments, because we want to hear it, because I feel like this is just totally open for like anybody.
Discussion
Yeah.
completely. Yeah. And I have Sophie also up there. Like
Did
looking
you?
at her, I think she looks really good.
I left Sophie out. I left Sophie out, but she is looking incredible. And I think another thing too to remember is, maybe not in shows like the Olympia so much, but judges like to see improvement from show to show, I've heard.
Mhm.
So I think that's another thing, maybe not necessarily for the Olympia to take into consideration, but like Rhea has improved year after year.
Tremendously. This is her best. Like this
And
year is her best, hands down.
yeah, and Sophie has shown a ton of improvement too. So
Yeah.
so
And Sophie
pretty.
looks great, front and back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like she's one of those people like you I wouldn't say she has I mean everything can be better in that sense, like a bit more. Some stuff can be better, but it's not necessarily a problem, kind of thing.
Yeah. Let me bring Sophie up. I haven't seen her in a while. That's the thing. I also can't really think of anybody who uh, is questionable in terms of like peaking or conditioning. Like I'm
Mm.
pretty sure. I'm like, I feel like everyone is pretty confident in that aspect. You know. Do you have any insider information to share about Cher? You want to tell me where I should put her?
Like, what do you want to know?
I don't know. How you feeling, Coach?
um, well,
Put me.
I do find that I just like with her because she's shorter and a little bit more compact, and she's got thicker joints.
Hmm.
So she's one of those people that I would probably have to edge like bringing her in on the flatter side.
I was thinking that myself when I was
Yeah,
looking through the pictures of everybody, because it's like I told you.
and they know that themselves. It's like um, in general, and this is and I know she's my athlete, but I'm also objective enough with like the divisions.
Hmm.
Generally, people with smaller joints, in divisions figure and below, it's an advantage. Usually, if your
Yeah,
joints are a little bit smaller, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. So, and I think it's because she's also a like she's, I think I mean, she's a shorter girl as well. So like, all the mass is just concentrated, and it's also her insertions. It's thicker and longer.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, Hunter Labrada always uses this comparison, but it's like I was telling you, she's kind of like an orange amongst a sea of apples, and I personally love that look. I
Yeah,
love that.
I like the freaky look with
Yeah,
all divisions. This is for me like men's physique, classic figure. Like I like freaky, cartoony look, but I know that's not what they're going for.
yeah. So then it's hard to, especially when, like, so for instance, Sid is kind of like the, model of what figure ladies should be. So then when you try to compare them to Sid, it's like stretching everything out, you know?
Yeah. Hmm. So that's why I mentioned freaky and cartoony, and I was thinking along these lines. Is why I had re pre high up
Yeah.
ahead of Lola. Because Lola is freaky to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lola, when I compare or think of comparing Lola and Rhea, I again, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I almost think I do prefer Rhea just because she is a little more dense from the back.
It's because she's like very streamlined. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
saying I'm not saying Lola is not streamlined. Lola is more action figure, cartoony hero like Superwoman kind of look.
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, it's just the freak factor, and
Hmm.
it's hard to define what freak factor is because Lola's freak factor and Cher's freak factor are still very different. Like it's
Yeah.
just their muscle memory, but Cher just being compact, more freaky, like boom in your face. That's the vibe.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I have to bring her in on the flatter end. And but she's just like that. Like it's just her body type. She doesn't need a lot to be
Yeah.
full either. Yeah, like that day when I put like that like we posted that reel of her post workout, like that was her on like zero carbs for 1.5 weeks.
Really.
Yeah, she's like since the day I've known her as a friend, she's just one of those the one below. Yeah, bottom left. Like if I told her and like her husband like if she shows up like that on that is not the criteria.
But she's looking pretty freaking dry though, isn't she?
Yeah, but because I'm
Like,
trying to bring her like in and dry, because
yeah.
her feedback was that she did need to come in a little bit sharper, but I
Hmm.
also don't want her to deplete down to the point that it's all veiny and like grainy, and that's not what they want. Like you
Hmm.
want edged in lines for a figure, but you don't want it like roadmap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you cannot have edged in lines, but you'll have roadmaps and vice versa.
Hmm. Would she ever? Because she did she turn pro in women's physique?
She won. Okay, so she did enter like two divisions for
Okay.
that. Yeah, so she won her pro card in both.
Okay.
And then the judges, Tarek was a judge. Tarek told her to stay in figure first.
Hmm.
Mm.
She looks
But
like she's
I,
going to bring great conditioning.
yeah, I
So.
mean, I try my best to bring her in a little bit sharper
Hmm.
than China. But it's not that China she wasn't sharp. Like I would admit that because it was my first run with her, so I was also testing like a couple of stuff. I just figured out that she just probably doesn't need to load much. Like I probably like gave quite a fair bit for China that she spilled, but it was more of like she could have just done less and just come
Yeah.
in a little bit sharp. She didn't need to really fill up.
Yeah. Well, now you know that going into the Olympia.
Yeah.
So, and then of course Jessica. I feel like Jessica's. I don't think it was at the Masters, but whatever show. I think it was some South American show that she did earlier in the year.
Mhm.
Honestly, was probably like my favorite Jessica that I've seen. So I know she's going to bring like a whole new level to this Olympia. And honestly, this might not be what I say in my final vote, but I do think Jessica's going to take it.
Do you think so?
I do. This is going to sound, this might sound condescending. I don't mean it in that way.
Mm.
There's not necessarily a whole lot of freak factor about Jessica, and she
Yeah,
shows up not necessarily this year, but in years prior. You see her in just about every single show that you almost like quit appreciating. Well, for me, I almost like quit appreciating how good she truly is.
I agree with you. Yeah.
But then when you stop and think about it, it's like, no, it's definitely earned. And she's always been knocking on the door, you know? So it's one of those things where I feel like that top spot is wide open and there's
Hmm. I think
three
she's one of
people.
those. Yeah, I think she's one of those people that you would. I mean, everyone knows that she's impressive, and they do think that she is, but at the same time, she's also very just glanced over.
Yeah. And similar to that is Natalia Saltero. I think
Yeah.
Natalia, like, there's no freak factor, but she's just so complete and everything is just there. You know what I mean? That I think she's not in a good way necessarily easy to look over, but you forget how
Mhm.
good she is. Does that make sense? Does that
Yeah.
sound
So,
terrible?
so the difference between Natalia and Jessica, why Jessica would still be ahead, is not just like Jessica just has like a better front post like, in terms of the shape and proportions, but Jessica is also more consistent
Yeah.
how she's been placing.
Yeah.
In the end, I go off their history as well and how they're performing, at least with the heavy hitters.
Hmm.
Mm.
But she still has such a beautiful physique, though, I think.
I give it to her though. Like so many of them, like you look at Jess, you look at Natalia, they've been through different era of figure competitors.
Hmm.
Like this year is a whole new group of people, and couple 2 3 years back, it was a different group as well when you still had Sid, Latoya Watts, Latoya Farley, and then they were still around. Maybe I think I'm not sure. They were probably still around. Candice Carter was still the very like waspy look.
Hmm.
Yeah, like, so basically, I'm just saying that they've been part of like different mixes of people in the Olympia, and they are still there.
And I love to see that because, you know, as they're always saying, like, oh, girls are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. They are, but they're also still rewarding. Like, Natalia has put on muscle to hang with the bigger girls. Don't get me wrong. It's not like she's just staying the same from like
Yeah,
5 years ago. Like she's growing and improving with the rest of the class, but they're still rewarding this classic look. You know what I mean? So I
yeah.
like to see that. And I mentioned Jess Baltazar the other day too. Like I love to see those more classic girls still getting rewarded, and not totally going the way of like the European figure look.
Mm-hmm.
I love them all. I love them all, but I respect how they're different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe Eleni fell asleep or didn't wake up.
She did. Yeah, I think she didn't text the group chat, so I know like, cause she usually will be awake.
Yeah, yeah. I thought she had check-ins. Maybe she just doesn't want to give her predictions. Eleni, we found you out. Um,
Usually she would be texting in the group chat before this, so like you can kind
yeah,
of. I think maybe she's still asleep.
yeah. Should we just
Only
get
one
into
way,
it?
like text Morgan. Yeah, but we can get into it. No problem at all.
I did text her. I sent her the link and then I asked if she was coming a little bit ago, but maybe she got hung up with check-ins or something. So, anyway, here is uh, how it
Qualified.
how everyone right. No, this isn't the
Okay.
qualifiers. The results from last year.
Okay.
I was kind of asked. I was kind of surprised. Cherish sat the year out.
Okay, from what I hear and what I know, Cherish just has work stuff, a bit more work stuff. And I'll be honest, like looking, I mean, I'm not here to speak on her behalf, and I don't know, obviously, with everything that's going on, but it looks like because last year she had a really long season, and
Hmm.
I don't blame her if she feel like she needed a break.
That was the impression I got just from following her. Because God,
Yeah.
she she's such a high level athlete, and she's doing the
Hmm.
fire department just like Michelle
Yeah.
McAvoy. Like
Yeah.
those ladies are just absolute workhorses. I could not even.
I know.
So all respect to them. But I was kind of like confusing myself because I was watching her all year and I wasn't seeing her do a show. So I started thinking like, oh, maybe she was already qualified from last year or something. But nope. So looking forward to
Hmm.
seeing her whenever she does get back on stage because she's one.
Hopefully next year. Hopefully
Yeah,
next year.
because she's one that I think could easily be a front runner. Just this year off will
Yeah, and you
probably.
know what? Like Cherish at her best, I would easily have her in top three, top four.
Hmm.
Yeah, because she is template figure look to me. That look.
I
If
agree. If you're using Sid as a standard, like she is right there.
the standard and the look for figure to me has always been the era of girls. When you look at like just not just Lola, you have Candice Carter, you have Lataria Watts, you have Lataria Farley. That that really like nice like that very
Yeah.
waspy look. Like what your Justin always says is a wasp look. There is a very standard look that is either you have it or you don't.
Yep.
And in the past, like in the Olympia with figure, like all the girls, top four, they have it. Jessica has it.
And you know what? When you think about like some of the ladies who have won pro cards recently, so the girl, God, I wish I could remember her name. The girl who won nationals overall with me, and
Mhm.
that Shay Mack, I think she won junior nationals earlier in
Yeah,
the year.
Shayman has that look.
Those
Shayman has that
girls,
look. Yeah.
those girls with like just and the only reason I'm saying like just a good off season is simply to kind of like
Just bring
secure
everything.
that top
Yeah.
five and just that little extra bit of like density maturity that just comes the longer
And
you
that's
do
why,
it.
when I'm going by that textbook look, it's the only, that's the main reason why I have Jess, Lola, and Rhea top three for me this
Hmm.
year.
Yep.
Mm.
So, and then again, same deal that I did for women's physique. I tried to pick their most recent show if I could remember. If not, I just grabbed what ChatGPT told me was their qualifying show.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, I love Nadine's look. I just think in a lineup
She's
like this,
freaky.
yeah,
She's
I think she's
freaky. Yeah.
just a little too dense and
Is she shorter? How tall is she?
I don't know. She
Let me
looks like she's
Google.
shorter, huh?
Quick Google search. All right. Let's see. Uh, no, they don't say it. Wait, did they say it? No, they didn't say it.
They
Hmm.
should have like the football card. Like we should all get our own little like athlete card with her.
Right. I agree too. The only time we would see it though is like on our own IFBB card when we, renew
Oh, that's
our,
true. That's true.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
They
our
should
height
be
will be.
doing that for the men anyway. I feel like I've heard of like a couple guys that like are misheighted for classic this year.
Okay. Well, isn't that what they did? They do that.
I think it's like you have to do like three, don't quote me on this, but I think there's a certain amount of shows that you need to do before they like lock it in.
Okay.
Is that if
I,
I'm
I,
making
I, don't, I don't know, but I just
okay.
know it's in their cards at some point.
So what I did when I was like comparing these is I kind of like went down through and anyone who didn't have a good solid back shot, I kind of discarded to leave me with my discarded sounds so terrible, but you know.
Yeah, just to give like the audience an idea. At the end of the day, we need to give them an idea that this is just pictures alone. All look very streamlined. They all look fantastic, front and back, just like that. But then when you put them all in a lineup, suddenly the proportions just look very different to
Yep.
you. Yeah,
Yep.
because it's
I
about
make
who you're next to. Like you might have like a tiny waist for your proportions, but just next to someone with even more unreal kind of look, your waist just looks big, and you will be told your waist is big, even though
yep.
you might measure maybe a 23-inch coming into the show, measures 23-inch, but if it don't look like a 23-inch because of who you're next to, even though
Hmm.
don't maybe that person comes in like with a wide waist for her frame, but because her proportions are so cartoony, it don't look that way.
Hmm. And
Yeah,
I'm super excited to see Manuela. She was
I
one
was
of
gonna
like
say that. Yeah.
she was one of my favorite um, rookie season physiques that I've seen this year.
Mm-hmm.
Denise, I'm really excited to see Denise. She's someone that
She.
I was telling you when I saw her at Triple O, like live and in person. Something about like when I would see her pictures up until I saw her in person, there was always something about her physique that was kind of like sharp and
Yeah.
like angular, if that makes sense. But seeing her in person, it's just like this beautiful like statue. Like I can't even put it into words. So like I gained like a whole new appreciation for her.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want me to bring up anybody else's Instagram, let me know.
Well, I think that's about it.
Yeah. Taylor Santucci, remember, she got her qualification in her second pro show, so that's pretty cool to be
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Well, but I think like last year Tessa won it at her pro debut, right?
Oh, that's true. Yep.
Yeah, huge. Thanks for putting all these pictures together, though, Jess. Really
Yeah,
means
no
a lot.
problem.
And like everyone, please give Jess some. Be nice to her. Give her some credit. Treat
It's
her
like,
well. It is
it's what
not easy putting these pictures together in the middle
you
of
know.
nowhere.
It really. I was joking with Tommy about it the other day. I was like, man, I have so much respect for like Scott McNally, how he runs and
Yeah, because they
coordinates.
have multiple podcasts and it's like 2 over hours, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I have so much respect because it's like, it's not. I'm not trying to make it out like this is like a big deal, but to run like 5 or 6 of them a week, like it's
yeah,
stuff. It would definitely be a full
yeah,
time job.
exactly. Not wrong. Yeah. And it's not why they still have to collate like listener questions.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then they go live.
yeah. Oh yeah, they do the live ones.
They go
Yeah.
live.
So anyway, who wants to go first?
Um,
Bring up my. What did I say?
I don't know if you want to do it this way since it's just like the two of us. We could like both list like okay, like first place. You can list yours. I can list yours. Or you could column both mine and yours together since it's just the both of us like that, and then we'll just go through 1, 2, 3, 4,
That's a
5,
good
6
idea.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we could discuss let's discuss it that way. Yeah. All right. Okay. My first one. That's a big. You know what? Even with the top two, I still have a back and forth. I'm still like not.
I know. I finally got to a point where I was just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna wake up and go based on vibes, I guess.
I was talking to my friends earlier just now with like Irfan and Shah, and then I brought up my first one, and they were like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "No, I'm not sure." And then I said, "Okay, then maybe if it's not this person, I'm going with that person." They're like, "Are you sure?" But that other person also has this. It's just hard.
And it's like you said too, I'm going for the upset, but at the same time, it's like I've got like this version of events that I I want to come to fruition, and then this
Mm.
version of events that I'm like, this is probably what it's
It's
gonna be like. Not that
yeah.
I have anything against whoever won it. I truly feel like anyone of those main top three, even four that I have, would be more than deserving.
It's more of like who do you want as your ideal. And I know it's a sport that at the end of the day we're trying to judge who fits the criteria closely, but we're also trying to decide who is a good representative of a Miss Olympia for the rest of the world. And I think that's a
Exactly.
very big consideration that they might not talk about it, but I think that it's still considered in.
And that's why I might as well just say I'm going Rhea,
Yeah.
Jessica. Whoops.
And then, oh, that's
Because
an upset. That is definitely an upset.
I know, and like I said, I really think it's gonna be Jessica, but I'm just gonna say Rhea, and I really do think she would be a remarkable ambassador.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna stick with.
We're very cute Miss Olympia from the UK. Yeah, let's do Rhea first for me.
Oh, you are? Okay. And I will
Yeah,
say,
I thought of that because I brought that up with my friends earlier just now.
I was gonna say that truly is I kind of did steal that from you. Not necessarily steal, like
No,
I
no,
still believe in it.
it was a
Um,
good thought.
I overslept. I'm sorry, guys.
I told Tanya, I was like, maybe she really was uncomfortable giving her predictions and she didn't want to.
No, I usually check in with Justin on Tuesdays.
That's what I thought. So I was
he
like, oh,
changed.
anyway.
He had me check in yesterday, and so I forgot. And then again, I'm just so sore. So my body is like sleep, dead. Hello.
So
All
yeah,
right,
I
Okay,
did
so-
steal Maria from you, but after I like truly went down the rabbit hole, I was like, you know what? I do favor her over both Jessica and Lola.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm sticking with it.
Well, this is wild. Our top threes are all pretty similar so far. Maybe I won't look like such an idiot with this, with the figure.
I'm gonna look
Okay.
like a well. When I
Second
say I'm
place-
gonna look like, yep, sorry.
No, don't worry. Second, Lola for me. Third, Jessica. I'm gonna go off how I would rank it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Okay, Lainey, what's your top
7,
three?
8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, I accidentally put 11. Hold on.
I think
I have Lola winning it. I love
Okay.
her so much.
yeah.
I'm such
It's
a
like
fan,
One
bro.
of my favorites.
Yeah,
it's like
Like,
Tanya and I.
yeah. If I
She
could throw the
just
criteria out of the equation, I would
uh-huh.
I could look like a Lola. That's
I
me.
would 120%. That's honestly like I'm like I kind of like have that structure. So that's why I kind of want to see her win. And then number 2, I and I wrestled with this. I agree with you guys, but I think that she's gonna beat her. But I have Jessica second, and then I have Rhea third.
Okay.
And again, it's not a personality contest at all, but Rhea is just she's such a good human. I was lucky enough back in 2022 when Liv Roth was coaching me. I got to go down to Labrada HQ and train, and Rhea was working out there. So her and I did a leg day together, and just like talking with her and being around her, like she's just so pleasant. Like she's intense, like while she's training, but it's pleasant. And like later
That is
that
so
year,
cool. You got to train with her.
yeah, it was, oh my God, it was so cool. And I mean, and again, a lot of these top athletes, like we didn't do anything fancy. Like it wasn't fancy. Like it was literally just like true good training. And then when I won my pro card at national, she was there, and she just like she was the first person to hug me when I came out. Like so excited for me, and like that kind of support, being the the level of athlete that she is just you want to see that win. Like I truly like want to see her take it all because of who she is as a person.
Yeah, I agree.
I 100% agree with you.
Well, dope. We all have a very similar top 3.
Yeah,
it's great.
Now I feel like I'm gonna totally go off the rails, but hey, I still believe in it. Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna go Lena and Denise.
Okay. Okay, I had Lena as my 4th place as well.
Let me bring up Lena so we can see. I am such a Lena stan. Like I would love for
Lena is a hot favorite for sure.
And she's someone that I would love to see winning it at some point. I just don't think it's gonna
her
be
time is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
oops, she's being sneaky. Oh, there we go. I thought it was just gonna be it is.
Okay. And side note with like the sneakiness and stuff like that, or like my thing is with the suits, like the black and white pictures of the suits. Like, I'm sorry, maybe I'm just not a girly girl. I don't care about what color your suit is.
I don't care. I really don't care.
Like just post your damn suit. Someone asked.
People do that.
I don't get it.
I don't know why people do that. I think
someone tell me.
I just get that people copy it. But what's the point?
Exactly. Like, who cares? I don't know. I just, someone asked me, they're like, are you going to release like the color of your suit, like for Sasquatch? And I was like, it's the same suit I wore for nationals. I'd probably wear it my entire career if I
part of me is kind of like, well, we do spend enough money on them. We can treat it like it's a secret, but I don't get it personally.
Okay. Yeah. That was just a side note, but
no, I totally get it.
I agree.
Like, what do you want to do? Like,
yeah,
okay, you see the person's suit, like, what are you going to do?
Yeah. I just
so
love.
Yeah,
it's just so good. That front shot is just a kill shot for her.
Yeah, I love her.
And see, I wrestle with leg position. So like I talked with one of the judges, and my feedback was my posing was kind of women's physique-esque. And if you go back to that front shot of her where she's bending her knees a little bit, I always am curious because like a lot of like I see a lot of girls that stand completely upright, but like I know if I stand upright, I look like I literally have no quads. Like they just disappear. So yeah, just from a posing standpoint, I always wonder like, do the judges, and this is one judge's perspective, so you kind of take it, in stride, but you just wonder if, being a little squatted like that makes it like a harder pose. It makes you look like you're posing hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I personally do wish there was a little less knee bend here.
Mm-hmm. I just noticed.
But it's not overly offensive to me.
Mm-mm.
I hate when girls like over exaggerate it because honestly, you're not making your legs look bigger. You're just kind of creating an awkward gap in your
Mhm.
legs that I think is
Yeah.
distracting visually. But I'm not opposing coach. I just have opinions that are usually wrong.
Same. Damn it, Jess. All right, sorry. Go on to the next.
Did I need to pull up Denise? But I don't think anybody else has Denise probably as high as I do.
Yeah.
No,
Natalia fifth for me.
But hold on.
Okay.
I didn't have Denise that high either.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
figure.
I had Lena and Denise pretty low.
Oh, who's your fourth?
My fourth, I think and I really haven't followed her too much, but I had Natalia in fourth. I haven't seen
Okay.
much of her.
Yeah.
I wrestled between her and Missy. Like I know the stage pictures didn't do Missy justice, and like obviously I was standing next to her and I looked at the stage shots and I was like, ah shit, like that front shot just looked awesome.
Her front shot is
It's
hard to hang with.
Yeah, her front shot just goes so hard.
Yeah.
And I mean, it truly is like pictures are so different from what it is in person. And she looked so improved from her last show. And just talking with her, it sounds like her and her coach made some, necessary, food changes and like little tweaks that definitely made a difference.
But she's coached by Dom, right? Is it Dom?
Mhm.
Yeah, well, Dom is good. So
Dom is so good. Dom and Amanda both that's like a true power couple coaching. Like that's just so good.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's so good.
That's
I wouldn't be surprised if she edges out Natalia for that top 4 spot. I wouldn't be surprised at all, depending on what the judges are looking for.
Yeah.
And even like her presentation, her posing, like she looked so much more comfortable at Sasquatch.
Yeah. The only reason that I have her down low on my list is just the back. Only because I feel like
back detail.
Back detail, because every single lady on my list has complete front and back, and Missy, quite frankly, probably has one of the better front shots of anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I just worry about hanging
the back.
Yeah.
I guess Tanya and Jessica, do you think that's a genetic thing too, with like how her back like presents?
Well, I mean, genetic. Okay, detail, muscle detail is genetic, but you can change quite a fair bit of that with like just muscle in general. So if she lacks detail from the back, if you're someone who just genetically you don't have a lot of lines in the back shot, I mean, because how our muscles pattern out is going to be genetic.
Yeah.
So if you're not blessed in that department, then you just need more of that. That's what I feel.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I don't wonder if she's still kind of not necessarily catching up, but just doing fitness for so long, it's like you almost can't be too bulky, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, I think I've preached this before with athletic muscle. Like, I mean, you can just see like Missy just has a lot of athletic muscle, and even like I know we don't have asterisks by us like over our head. Like she had, crazy intense knee surgery, in 2024. But like the fact that her legs like grew the way they did in such a short time is also
that's kind of immense.
It's insane. And I mean, side note too, and she said it on her YouTube, she had COVID like all week. She literally tested positive or tested negative on Wednesday before the show. Like she peaked like that and she was sick. Like,
guys, I'm so bad, but Eleni, I'm so glad you're here because I've been holding my pee for like 20 minutes. So keep
okay, perfect. So I think, I mean, honestly, like, especially with Dom being as detailed as he is, I mean, she's going to keep looking and coming in better and better as they get more data on her.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
well, you would be the one who is the most familiar with Missy because you are the one who's also seen the recent her up front in person.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, like, and she screams like athletic muscle. She definitely does. But you can tell, one, she looks more comfortable on stage and figure, and two, she's like starting to like shape shift into like the muscular figure competitor for sure.
Okay. Understand that. All right, Jessica, who's your 6?
Then I've got Natalia and Nicole.
Okay.
I can't write off Nicole. I think she's.
I had her low too. You know, I couldn't write her off either.
Yeah. Because she still has the shape. It's just I feel like that year off. Okay, because and I do see why she's turned out the way it's turned out, because the many times she's turned out on stage, her feedback was that she's too big. So she probably took the entire year of last year to just downsize. So my guess is that, because with her and Johnny, because she's posed me the last 2 years. If she posts me towards my pro card, and she's also posted me towards my pro debut. So she was nice enough, like, we would chit chat sometimes on our posing calls, and I just hear what her experience was like with cooking and her own training, the protocols, etc. And then she was sharing me that she's always had to come in on the flatter end. So just to look a little bit more smaller. So
Okay.
but I think like this time around it's probably hurt her quite a fair bit, especially with her back being the best. It has not really quite presented itself as much, and then obviously the legs can come out a little bit more this time around. But she's got it, because she is someone that at the end of the day, like, she is a heavy hitter. Once she comes in at if she comes in at a full blown 100%, because everyone forgets that years ago she was a top 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and two, I think like as well, as much as like again our physiques matter, the way she presents in her individual, and I know we're getting judged primarily like with quarter turns and things like that and comparisons, like she just eludes that figure femininity, and like she swags it like in her individuals. So I think that makes a difference to a degree. Mm-hmm. There it is. That model pose. I'm here for it. Me and Christina posed yesterday. She goes, "Yeah, it looked a little men's physique on stage."
You honestly, you just kind of came out like, I cannot fucking wait to hit this pose.
I was so excited. Yeah. I was so excited.
It didn't look like bad by any means, but it just looked like you were so excited, like chomping at the bit, like, I can't wait to hit this pose.
Yes. And every single person in the audience, they're like, "Bro, I can't believe you did that men's physique pose." I was like, "Yo, it wasn't meant to be a men's physique pose."
All right. Okay, okay, number 6 are that's a good one. Because it could go either way. It's like after like 4th.
I know.
I'm gonna put my athlete in 6th place.
Yeah, I have her. Wow, twins.
You know why I say this? Because she's one of those people, like, she's coming as a dark horse, and she's the only Asian in the family.
Dude, she's such a juggernaut. I mean,
so
she's same thing.
She's the one. She will catch a lot of attention because she is so good with her posing that when you see in person, like, everyone's eyes just go to her all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me, what was her feedback?
I just come in sharper and stop growing so big.
Yeah, exactly. And she's gonna, like, she already looks sharper. I mean, and two, again, like, these things, don't matter a ton, but they do. Like, she's also a very beautiful woman. Like, she's just she's a gorgeous figure gal. I think, like, again, that just kind of rounds it off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, like, this is why I find it so interesting, and people need to understand that they have to go to shows to watch it sometimes, because the vibe at shows are very different. As much as we see that, yes, it's a sport that is subjective, that we're trying to go off of physique and compare muscle groups, shape, conditioning, size. But one thing that I think sometimes is just so hard, like, to just not take into consideration is some people, when they walk out, and sometimes it's their year. Like, sometimes it might not even happen to every single athlete, every single show. But there are some shows where a person, when it's their year, they come in and then, you can just feel it off them.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of the attraction.
That's how I feel about Christina, honestly.
Veneriak or Christina?
Yeah. That's how I feel about Christina. I just pulled up her stage shots just to make sure I'm not crazy, and I kind of feel like this is her year. Like I feel
I love Christina. To be
I would've-
honest with you, I had her way higher up on my list. And
Okay.
then when I kind of put my more analytical set of
Same.
glasses on, I was kind of like,
Yeah.
maybe just a touch more density from behind. She also, I'm curious what you ladies think. I feel like sometimes she isn't showing her back off as best she could, like almost like she gets a little
Pinchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets pinchy in her back. I totally agree with you.
Maybe.
I even think that a little bit about Lola. I think Lola gets. I think
Yeah,
she
no,
has
Lola
more
does
width.
that.
Yeah.
And suddenly she's too upright.
Yep.
But see how she's just a little.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just want to take it, like grab her by the shoulder blades and like, come on,
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
That is when I do body work, the thing that makes my soul so happy is once I release like rhomboids and all kind of those periscapular muscles that'll like lock up the scapula. I love going under and just grabbing and mobbing the scap. It is so satisfying to me.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds weird as hell, but that is my favorite thing in the world. Yeah, dude, I think if she comes in tighter, a little tighter from Phoenix, like she's just got it.
Yeah.
And I'm so jealous you got to see that in person. I'm
Yeah.
sure it was absolutely dope.
It really was. Like seeing her walk out is, like I've told you guys, it was just like, oh shit. I guess she doesn't have a real. Anyway.
Okay, my 7 is Denise. And then number 8 is Nicole.
Okay, now I can bring up Denise.
Dude, I didn't even have Denise in my top 10, so
Okay.
so
I was telling Tanya before you got on, she's kind of someone that like I didn't appreciate quite as much until I saw her.
yeah, damn, that's the girl I was talking about. You know, she almost kind of gives me Missy vibes. Am I crazy?
Yeah, because they look very similar.
And maybe it's the blonde hair, but you know, and the ponytail thing again, like not super important. Morgan and I were kind of wrestling with doing like a high pony with loose curls and braids and stuff like that. But I just, I don't know. I feel like this is this girl's trademark and it looks really great on her, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her a lot too. She popped up on Reddit a little bit when I would like randomly scroll Reddit.
Oh really?
And yeah, she posts like when she was like in her pro debut, she would post, you know, X amount of weeks out, and like the amount of external validation that she got was just wild.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I see why.
Yeah, right? Like I had Lena 7th.
Like, wow.
Yeah, I know. I like her. I think she's great, but I think she's got to earn some stripes a little bit.
Okay. I'll respect it, I guess.
Go ahead. Let's do 8, 9, 10. I want to see what everyone's kind of like last like.
I had Christina share, but now you guys have got me thinking maybe it should be share Christina. Can we just do 8, 9?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh wait, you guys or Tanya already did 8. I'm gonna go share Christina.
Okay.
I have 11. Just because I don't want to leave Manuela out. So
When Manuela has that wow factor when she walks out, though, she's good with the posing as well.
she really does. She
does capture your eyes.
I just question myself because like was I so impressed because it was one of the first shows of the season and I was just so excited that shows were kicking back up and it was like a packed show. But I think she genuinely is really good. Anyway, we'll get to
Okay, my 9. Who else am I missing here? I swear I had 11 as well. I just like.
What does anyone think? Like, we haven't really brought up Erica Morgan. Would anyone like?
Okay, wait. I know my 9. Sorry to cut you off.
Okay. No, it's okay. If that sparked it, that's perfect.
I was gonna say she's like, that's my 9.
Sophie is my 9.
Sophie. Okay.
Okay.
Number 10, Oksana.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm here for it.
But you know what? I have a feeling Oksana can climb higher as well.
I'm worried Oksana is too like too just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just dense, hard, big muscle.
So, and that's, again, we'll go back kind of regionally, these figure athletes, and a lot of European girls are now coming to the States to compete because, in Europe, they want these like hard, big, grainy figure girls.
Yeah.
And, they were kind of talking with moving the Olympia, and I guess it didn't register. They could move it anywhere in the world. But like, I always wonder too, like if they move it, you still have the same judges, but being at a different location, like if it was in Europe, are they going to want the bigger, grainier figure girls? Are they going to want the more streamlined? Like, how are we going to do that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You know where I think the Olympia should go best? If let's say religion was not going to be a problem, they should go to Dubai.
Dubai, I think so too.
Yeah, visa issues.
Yes. Yeah, Dubai would be. I don't know. Can gay people go to Dubai? Would I be stoned to death?
I would think it's just interesting though. If you imagine the Olympia was at a different country every single year, just take it for example, the Olympics. It's in a different country every 4 years.
Yeah, that would be dope. Homosexuality is illegal in.
It's illegal there, but doesn't mean you can't like.
Just no one tell anybody. Get this homo off the
I think what it means like it's just not like they just don't recognize the marriage.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
So we just everyone be secret.
Because in Singapore it's also illegal, but we have yes, it's illegal here, but we do have the parades.
Oh, I gotcha.
Really, it's illegal, but you've got
Interesting.
Yeah, kind of like how weed is illegal in certain states, but everyone's still
make it like just to explain a little bit further. It's more like the act of like homosexual like intercourse is illegal and just don't freaking do that shit in public.
So many
when you put it like
Justin, it's funny. Justin and I talk about this all the time because I'm like the anti-gay because like I'm affectionate. I'll hold Morgan's hand in public, whatever. But like people who are like overly like that, it's like, dude, like chill. Yeah, like no matter what. But I feel like sometimes, and I guess Seattle, you kind of get it out here a little bit with the political climate here. People are so in your face about PDA, especially like that population. It's wild.
Well, to be honest with you, like I don't need to see like a
right.
I think whether it's gay people or not, you should
that's what I'm saying. Totally.
Yeah.
Chill. Exactly. So, but I think it'd be dope to have the Olympia in Dubai. I would totally want to go to that. Oh, see, she looks like put her in a front double buy. I want to see a front double buy on her.
Yeah.
Just for funsies.
So that's Oksana. We already brought up Sophie.
Do you think she's almost edging too much into women's physique?
Well, she looked fine to me right there. It's just like I said, it's how she compares to like everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed. So for me, I 8th had Christina. I'm bummed because I guess she was supposed to do Sasquatch, but there are travel issues. So I had Erica 9th.
Oh yeah, you asked about Erica.
And then I had Nicole 10th. That was mine.
Yeah, I really like Erica, so I feel I was torn because I was ping-ponging her in and out of my top 10. And then, to be honest with you, part of the not showing up at Sasquatch, I was kind of like, does that mean she's going to have a hard time getting to the Olympia? I have no idea what her travel issues were. When I saw her at Triple O, to me personally, I know she won and they rewarded the look. She brought really great conditioning, but I felt like her quads kind of dominated her physique. Not
I see what you mean.
Because her upper body, like her delts and her lats, didn't quite taper out as much to balance it out. And that's just me like nitpicking, like figuring out where to.
No, that makes total sense.
So this might be okay. I'm gonna go. I'm staring at the 3 that I wrote, so I guess I might as well just stick it how I had it. I'm gonna go Dorothy or Missy Dorothane Manuela.
Okay.
Oh, so I guess I had 12.
Oh my God. Justin.
I guess we'll leave it at Missy.
Oh my God! I left out Missy. Oh
Oh no.
no! Well, she's gonna be in the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would do it how I would do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys want to add anybody else?
like any honorable mentions.
I know.
Yeah, I should leave Missy.
Let me look at the list. Let me look at the list for my honorable mentions.
Let me bring
I have Sid winning. Sid's just gonna win from afar. Like she didn't even have to go on stage.
It crossed my mind when I was pulling them together. I was like, you never know.
I was gonna be funny. I was gonna be funny and just say Sid first.
You know, if she ever wanted to come back, you know, like just the end of the year she come back, she would still be up there. She would still be number 1.
Absolutely. Oh, also great. I think she's an honorable mention for sure.
Needs higher.
Gosh, how does that feel to have the first Indonesian Olympian on your coaching roster, Tanya? That's just so dope.
Look, I can't even plan to start coaching people this year. Let's talk about that.
Dude,
that was not in my plans.
You look at all these places and then it's just like Indonesia.
Yeah,
which is cool.
It's really cool though, yeah, because I know the country pride in these countries run very strong. Like I don't know if you guys you know the men's physique guy, second runner up, the Ali Bilal. Yeah, that guy. So there is this Indonesian supplement company. I think I forgot what the name was called. These and they are popular company in Indonesia, but not really worldwide. And Ali Bilal, with like millions of followers, second place men's physique, Mr. Olympia, signs with them because they offer him a huge check to endorse him, for him to endorse the brand for the whole year.
Oh,
and it makes you really think about like how all these little countries, different countries, because the support for bodybuilding in general, it's there, and it's very different. You know, sometimes I almost feel, and I'm not saying that Indonesia is not first world, but they're not like first world, not like where Singapore, or maybe even like let's say Australia or the USA is like, where you would not put in that much effort into discuss. Okay, let's talk about in Singapore, bodybuilding is definitely not a sport that they focus on, but in the USA, obviously things like NBA, NFL, it's a huge thing. Yeah, we are not where that is to be getting that kind of like attention and support.
Yeah.
Well, I think too, like I think these other countries and everyone says like you have to go to Europe and watch a soccer, a European football game. Like here you come to America, you have to go see all these sports. I think a lot of it, and I was a college athlete, but I think a lot of it's a waste of money. And I think it's kind of silly to dump the money that we dump as American citizens into like to sporting events and things like that. Like to go to a football game for a family of 4 is easily a $1,500 like time to buy tickets and do all this stuff and travel. Like, go to what you love. But like, I think that we as Americans put so much money into, professional sports. So.
Yeah. So with Indonesia, I think it feels good. Like she's got like the whole country watching. The pride is there. It's almost like those. It's always the middle. It's like almost how the Middle East, let's say like Iraq, when like you see the way Hadi Chupan won the Mr. Olympia title, and like how it was like a big deal when he goes back home. So I think what it's like.
Definitely. That's just so cool. And I feel like there's so many juggernauts over by you, Tanya, that like we're gonna see come out of the woodworks in the next year or two, especially in figure. There are some girls that pop up on my feed. I'm like, oh, I don't want to stand next to her.
Moving forward, I mean, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I started to say what I was going to say, and then it just came
I
out.
was going to say, like, give Sarah a couple a little bit longer. I think Sarah will be up there.
Oh,
I agree.
Yeah.
Sarah
totally. Yeah. Sarah has that shape. Yeah.
Go ahead.
What I was going to say is, I see those girls over in Europe pop up on my feed, and the caption is going for the pro qualifier, as in they're still NPC, and it's just like, what do you mean you're an NPC athlete? You look like you're getting ready for the Olympia. Like,
who's her? She did whatchamacallit? I think she did Florida Pro. She's a rookie. Her name's Elena Gu.
Oh, I love her.
I think she's gonna be. I give her another off season. She's gonna be crazy.
Like, I freaking love that girl.
I do too. Like, I just think she comes in sharper in her glutes and her hams. Mm-hmm. She gets a little bit more global size, a little bit more delt cap. She's going to be just a juggernaut.
I agree. Yeah, I've been watching her for a while because I'm just like, whoops. Well, this is the entire.
I love seeing a big off season. Yes.
And she's a great one to follow because she's like a grinder in the gym too. Like, she
trains hard. Yeah, I'm excited to see what she's going to look like down the road.
Yeah.
I think, again, comes in a little tighter, a little bit more delt cap. You know, maybe she hits up Tanya to help her with her peak a little bit, gets her a little bit more fullness and sharpness.
I feel like, aside from that, I think the only thing that I noticed about her that maybe held her back at Florida is just a touch more through the glute there.
Yeah. And you can tell her pelvis, she needs to be decompressed too. I'm saying she needs to hit my girl Tanya up.
No, I really like her. I'm excited for her. I love that people are so like show the entire journey and like aren't afraid to show the off season and then see the work all come together too.
Yeah, dude, because as we all know, those off seasons, that getting that uncomfortably big, because she looks like she got pretty big, you know, in her off season. It's just like existing is just uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even like a self-conscious like body thing. I'm just uncomfortable. I'm just uncomfortable. Like the waddle. I know Justin talks about the bodybuilding waddle. He like saw me walk one time when we were in nationals, and he's like, "I'm so proud."
Do waddle.
I waddle. I don't waddle now though. I don't waddle now. The adductors don't get in the way as much.
I'm gonna ask Morgan to send a video of you walking. We'll see about that.
Her nephews literally make fun of me. They're 10 and 13, and they also will waddle and they'll walk like there's a video circulating. I'll send to you guys. We were in Arizona for vacation, and they're walking around the zoo making fun of me.
But at least you have the adductors to like have that excuse, whereas some guys just kind of like, you know, have invisible lat syndrome. Like you have. I've been meaning to ask, what do you even do for adductors? Because your adductors are like.
So a lot of it too, from a figure skating standpoint and how I trained when I skated.
I was wondering if that had to do with it.
A lot of it was like encouraging like pelvic stability, because a lot of people forget like your core is any muscle that really stems from your pelvis. So like, or like this like main component of your body. So to me, like your adductors, like some of your adductors are a part of core stability as well. So I was always naturally trained, like when we were landing, to utilize my adductors when I landed so I would stick my landing. So I've always connected well. And then I really just do the adductor machine, and I do like the 2 second eccentric. I would do the like 1 second pause, and I would just make it hurt.
That's how I have to do my adductors now.
Yeah.
Too. And like hold it for like a 2 second in the squeeze, and then slow, and then 2 seconds in the stretch. And
I think the hardest thing that I've had to, you know, with working with Tanya the past week, I've had to change, because my concentric tempo from being an athlete has always been so explosive. So my concentric.
The first thing I reply, I was like, drop the weight and slow down. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. So now even I bet you if I were to do an adductor with that 2 second to pull momentum out, I think that's a good training cue for anyone trying to grow their adductors is like, yeah, we want to be slow on the lengthening part for, reducing injury risk, recruiting more motor units, etc. But I think doing the concentric slow as well
Yeah.
there's so much merit in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
think about it because you want to be able to fire all the fibers at one go. But when you're going fast, you are moving. A lot of force is coming from the joint, and sometimes especially when you're not accurate, which most people probably are not. Even I myself, I'm still trying to figure that out. We want to be able to recruit as many fibers as possible, and that comes with being slow. Because until your coordination is a lot better and more precise, it helps to go a little bit slower even on the concentric.
Yeah, and I feel like once you kind of like get that initial, something that is like putting it very simply, but sometimes simple is best for my mind. It's like if you're trying to like work a muscle, when you're just not even doing anything, flex that muscle. Okay, now when you're trying to train that muscle, that's the feeling you're looking for. You know what I mean? So like whether it's like initiating like the movement in your lat or in like your adductor in the adductor machine, it's like start there, and then to move the load, you might need a little bit of explosion, but as long as you're initiating it with that flexing feeling, I feel,
You know what else is overlooked? Stretching.
Yeah, I need to be better with
And this is something that was really very interesting because I spoke to Kevin about it, and he just a couple of days ago when I was training, he said, I told him like, dude, I really want my right side decompression to just hurry up already. And he said, well, you need to know that now that you just had the joints be like just getting yourself stacked and more aligned, the muscle takes time to stretch and move as well. Even if the rest have moved, the muscle is the last one to fall. So he said, then he asked me after that, have you been stretching? I said, I have been stretching. He said, let me take a look at how you've been stretching your hamstrings and your adductors. So I got down to it and I did, and I can touch the floor and do that kind of thing. He was like, dude, you are like rolling your pelvis under. That's why you can touch the floor. And then that was so new to me because to me I was like, oh, so basically you're supposed to just be in that hinge because the moment you tuck your pelvis and stretch that hamstring or the adductor, then you will realize how tight you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
see if anyone can see. Also, maybe I will. Hopefully, I do not look like I'm like trying to do something like wrong, looking like on a camera. All right, so okay, so if I want to like touch my toes this way, right? It's very different when you start doing this.
that.
Like you go into like posterior pelvic tilt like that.
Yeah, totally.
So it is like you're really supposed to like lift full up and be hang there. And then you realize like actually and then if you lock out your knees like that, so like locking out your knees are literally supposed to be like in the middle of your feet. So technically you're supposed to have a slight bend in the knee and like lift your hips up and go down. But the problem is that when I start lifting my hips up, I start pulling my knees back.
Yep, that is me to a T.
Yeah, I'm supposed to like literally stack the knee in front here, pull the hip up and just go down, and then I realize like I'm just jammed it. Yeah.
Yeah,
so without wrong.
I don't do anything with lower extremity in the clinic, but back when I worked in Chicago, I worked with some of the most talented physical therapists, and the girl that actually sat next to me, her name was Ashley. We would talk about like stretching stuff like this for like the lower body. And I had so many, like even before I didn't herniate anything, but like I was already uneven and my hamstrings were tight. And she literally asked, she's like, well, are you stretching? And I was like, well, yeah, but blah, blah, blah. And she's like, literally, you're not stretching your pelvis. Your pelvis is telling me this is not stretching. This is what you need to do instead. And she showed me different ways to like secure my pelvis, but like actually stretch. It's just like training. Like, if we're not doing the exercise correctly, like we're not like you have to train hard. Yeah, but you have to train hard.
Sometimes you do make it worse.
Yes.
Like
stretching, absolutely.
With stretching, right? So sometimes the problem is that, and this is something I learned, I was forcing the range. Like sometimes you can go all the way down and you just push yourself down and you feel it. And then Kevin was like, but you're out of your range. Like you're all the way down. He said you're going all the way down. but your pelvis is rotated, you're doing this and that. He said, yeah, you're forcing the range. She said, that is why you literally feel tighter the next day, because when you force the range, the muscle's instinct is to get tight the next day.
Mhm.
So you feel.
Yep. Jessica,
Yeah.
do you have any of those stretch labs by you?
That's funny you mentioned that, because when I was talking to you guys, I was going to say, like, I should just go get myself like professionally stretched, because we do have a lot of them, but I've never been.
Dude,
but
they're not professional. Like, so we have these things in America, Tanya, called stretch labs, and the qualifications to work there are pretty much like nothing. They do like the on-the-job training, and people are making people more, like, they're putting people in more soreness, or they're progressing their injury more. So there are some good ones. It's just like a chiropractor. Like, you have the crazy ones, but then you have the good one. I would recommend, if anyone's trying to get stretched or anything like that, like, there are some great massage therapists that know how to do that, but also your physical therapist that you trust. Jessica, I know you were going to see someone for dry needling and stuff, so he would probably be, even if it's like, hey, like, what do I need to stretch? How, like, I want you to stretch me and do like the joint mobilizations and gliding, but I also want you to like give me the home exercise program that I can do myself to stretch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think it's like when people get adjusted from to the chiropractor, like, if the muscles are tight, especially around like your spine, like multifidus, like your erectors, like, they're just going to pull your spine back where it was.
Yeah.
So, like, you need to get adjusted, then you need to do the soft tissue work.
And then fix your exercise selection.
And then fix your exercises. Yeah. Yes, 120%.
But all right. Well, I've got some cardio I'm about to go do. Does anyone want to change their women's physique predictions? Do you want me to bring those back up?
After Megan posted that, maybe.
Megan's winning. Megan's winning.
Yeah, it's just so funny because, like, she started following, like, was it Jess and Haley? Like, Jess,
yeah,
Haley,
and me.
I.
Yeah, shout out. What's up, Megan?
Maybe,
I'm a fan.
Maybe because Brianna posted it yesterday, but at the same time we're like, oh no. So she's seen it, and we're like, oh
so
no.
shout out to Brianna, I guess, like, in the morning, if Joe is talking, she goes, shut up, my friends are talking.
Well, we were all very positive in that, like, I wouldn't be surprised if she was in the top 5, top 3 even.
Yeah. Oh, dude, she's
she
making
was the one I was going
show.
back and forth on the most, and I'm not just saying that in case she's watching.
No, her and Rachel Daniels Her and Rachel Daniels are shaking up this Olympia. 120%.
Yeah. So.
You know, and I was showing, because Morgan and I watch the podcast together. She's so cute. She loves watching it. And I was pulling the pictures up of the girls so she could see it. And she's like, oh, like, I pulled up Megan, and I was like, you know what I mean by like classic look? She's like, oh, totally. Like, she looks like she's like almost on the same with her height and her lats, like, as Natalia. Like, and I think she has the potential to beat Natalia as she continues to grow and develop with Cam, without a doubt.
You know what? I think she could be a Miss Olympia.
120%. I totally agree with that statement.
I can
especially when
you're very representative.
Especially when you stop and consider this is like her first year in women's physique, and she spent all that time not training back, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, she's just got it. I agree. I think she's going to be a Miss Olympia one day.
So, anyway, well, all right, ladies.
Guys.
Okay, picture.
Okay. Oh, yep.
The picture. Okay. Okay, cool. All right.
All right,
guys.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
I'm so excited. I'm honestly so excited. Maybe I'll take a long weekend off work next weekend.
Girl, you should. You work too hard. I feel like I'm always off of work, and Jessica's always working.
I told my friends I'm going to clear as many clients as possible, because I need to get as much rest as possible to flip that time zone over the weekend.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'll need to flip my time zone.
Yeah. True, huh?
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, that took me a second. I was like, wait, we do?
Yeah, no, because the weekend that I woke up for Rita, like, was it like last weekend? I just like took so long to recover after that. Even though I slept from like 12 to 3 and out, I was like, holy shit.
If you just lived in the States, you wouldn't have to do that, Tanya.
Yeah, I have to figure out who's home to kind of like who would
We're
take
gonna
custody
we're
first.
gonna share you, but I don't think that Haley will give you back once we let you stay with Haley. You're stuck in Haley's place.
I can see
All
myself
right.
being there.
All right. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye
bye.
guys. See you later.